NTSU Elections 2017 on Fly FM.
It's just through media. Like when I was out there, I had the question asked about BRAC. I went on the BRAC site the other day and there is literally absolutely nothing on there. So I feel like really pushing it to all the different sites for all 3 campuses, getting the ENTS committee involved more with pushing things more to Clifton, more to BRAC. I mean, we do have all the resources here, so I guess that's why most things are here, but it's just really pushing everything out to the best that we can. I'd say probably during Freshers Week. So I know they do arrive earlier, so I'm thinking probably with the fresher team members to arrive earlier, get them more involved, let them know what's going on a bit more, probably more social media sites as well, because I don't think there's really anything on there which can help them to know what is exactly going on. My point about motivating students is probably my strongest one, I feel, because we do have the events which is like Trent Me Out, Trent Talent and everything like that. Freshers Week is very crazy and alcohol, and I think students these days, I mean, stress levels are so high, so we need to keep them motivated. So just walking into the library, having those motivational quotes, even having a massive food event just to get the energy levels up, just things like that really, just to keep us going. I do want to do, it's not just one specific event, so those events are probably going to be once a year, lucky twice a year. So I want to sort of incorporate more like a event once a month. So on my manifesto I have a Friday once a month where it's like discounted drinks, discounted food, probably like a live act in the SU, like it'll be branded as like a Friday. So yeah, I think that the SU is really busy on a Friday anyway, so I think bringing all that in will just create excitement for students here. I'm a very bubbly person, I'm very confident. I do like to take control over a few things, which is great, but it can be bad sometimes. My weakness is that I overthink a bit too much. I don't just go for it. I need time to just go over things, but yeah, that's probably my weakness.
As I just said on stage, really, I was in Brackenhurst yesterday trying to basically preach to Brackenhurst students that I want to move the 3 campuses closer via social media effectively. So I kind of just want to make sure that they're aware of what's going on across all campuses by targeting Freshers Week. We've given them unique welcome packs and also potential Facebook groups in terms of, so they have a list of events that's crafted for them so they know what's happening in the city. So rather than just being stuck on Clifton and doing events in the Point or stuck in Brackenhurst and doing stuff in Bratbar, they can potentially venture into the city and have more variety to their university life. Yeah, I completely agree. I've got a bit on my manifesto about international students, and I go on to explore the potential idea of some form of committee within the Global Lounge, just mainly for advice, because I've been a part of the ENTS committee myself, and it's worked quite well to some extent in terms of having feedback for entertainment stuff, and we've been able to put on successful nights such as Trent Talent and Trent Me Out. So I'd possibly like to see that reflected in some form within the Global Lounge. It's not going to be exactly the same, but I want to explore it at least anyway, so we get more variety again to the City SU. One of the most important points to me in my manifesto is actually increasing kind of the job of the role of VP Services. The social media, beforehand VP Services was Services and Communication, now it's just Services, and there's kind of less of an impetus on the role in terms of what they can do. So I want to kind of increase awareness as to what VP Services does, so people actually know what's happening, and then in the future, possibly come elections time, there won't just be 3 candidates sat on the stage, there'll be 10, and possibly we'll get a better person for the job. I'm pretty sure we're going to look at reholding Trent Talent and Trent Me Out again. Trent Me Out was obviously new this year, which was a resounding success. It could possibly do with a few tweaks here and there, which has been flagged up within the Entertainment Committee. And Trent Talent, whilst we didn't have as many applicants as we did last year, still thrived. And now we have fantastic acts who've managed to walk away with a fantastic sum of money. absolutely despise this question because it makes me seem so arrogant in some respects. I like to think I'm quite good at learning from my mistakes. If I was to make a mistake, I'm not afraid to admit it, and I can turn around and go, look, it was my mistake, but what's the best way I can do of going about rectifying that? In terms of my weaknesses, sometimes once I've got an idea in my head, in terms of I think this would be a great idea, I've kind of challenged it and push it, and sometimes maybe not listen to one or two things that could potentially be brought well to the table. But aside from that, I'm constantly working on it, of course, but aside from that, yeah, I think that's probably about right.
One thing that I would probably look to do is get exec officers out of the office a bit more, because number one, it kind of makes them a bit more approachable, it makes them easier to talk to, because walking up to the exec office can be a bit of a daunting task. And so even getting them out to Clifton, getting them out to Brack, even if it's for an afternoon a week, I think you can engage a student body a lot better and make all students kind of aware that they can talk to exec if need be. Well, one of my manifesto points was about a cultural and international holiday showcase, and so what I'd love to do is within our student unions be able to run events daytime and nighttime that celebrate international holidays, a bit like our current VP activities has been running, and just to celebrate international holidays and culture. I'd probably say the cultural showcase was most important, but I also believe that my halls reps and ENTS committee, getting people involved with the union, because I feel that a lot of people should be able to have their say. So with ENTS committee, it gives students to be able to give us the ability to find out if there's any problems. Like with Clifton, a lot of big events happen at City and Clifton seems to get neglected a lot. So I think that if we had more people involved with the union, then more people can have a say, and yeah. Trent Me Out I think was really good. Trent Talent again I thought was a really good event. I'd love to continue with them, and I'd love to be able to kind of bring events to other campuses as well, because I feel like we've got good facilities at Clifton, especially outdoor facilities, and I'd love to be able to, if we could do kind of like along the lines of the cultural events, if we could bring them to Clifton as well, I think that would be quite good. My main strength I think is that I can get people motivated and I can get a team to kind of work as hard as they can possibly work. My main weakness I would probably say is that I go over decisions quite a lot. I think about things perhaps a bit too much almost. I'm quite like analytical when I kind of look at things, and so I kind of take my time before I make decisions basically.
NTSU Elections 2017 on Fly FM.